So Grant will start a stopwatch in that side of the video frame, and he's going to count me down to start.
3, 2, go.
What? That's cheating. Right. Welcome to an Elite Audio unboxing video, and today we have all the way from Canada the brand new, just launched Verity Lakmé Loudspeakers. Now, you may have seen these featuring on our website recently. This pair have just arrived from Canada, and we originally ordered these in May of last year, and there's been a sort of an ongoing development program until the product was finally ready for launch. This pair are in the walnut front with the white side cheeks, as you will see when we get to that part of the unboxing. One thing that I always do when I'm unboxing anything is take my watch or any other jewellery off. I'll just lay that down there. I'm not going to throw it like the slice and dicer. And the reason being is that over the years I have learned that if you've got any rings on, any jewellery, and you're lifting heavy items, particularly loudspeakers, then there's a risk of you scratching those when you do so. So if you are unboxing any pieces of new equipment, I would recommend that you take that advice and remove all items of jewellery. An unboxing video would not be an unboxing video without us mentioning our very trusty slicer and dicer. It is our good old Stanley 99E, and I am so pleased to say that prior, or literally seconds prior to starting this video, Martin very kindly fitted a brand new blade so that literally opening these Lakmés would be an effortless experience. Let's just put that to the test right now, and let's see how long it takes for me to open one of these speakers. So Grant will start a stopwatch in that side of the video frame, and he's going to count me down to start. 3, 2, go. What? That's cheating. Right. Wow, this knife is so sharp. I'm going to cut through this part of the strapping. And again, we're making some good headway here. I'm just going to rotate this onto its back now and get these out of the way. And you can see that Verity has very kindly and very carefully included extra side protectors, which stops the risk of additional compression damage. Drop these onto the back. I was thinking I was going to walk in there. I actually almost did walk in there, it was very close. This blade is almost too sharp, I have to say. Is there such a thing as a blade that's too sharp? And then we'll just get this cut on here. Now this is a new speaker, I have no idea the configuration of how this... okay, so they have followed the traditional route of Verity speakers, and I'm going to lift this up and let you see exactly what I'm talking about. So, we will have a carton within a carton, and you'll see in about 2 seconds. And actually what I like about Verity is they show you very clearly how to unbox. So you open this carton, pull the inner carton out, there's a top section that lifts off, and literally, although they show 2 speakers there, there will be 1 loudspeaker in here when I get to that part. They've also got where the top and bottom is, so you can't open them upside down. So I'm just going to pull this out. As we work against the laws of vacuum, as I pull this, it's kind of a vacuum inside the box. Grant is helping there, which is good. So that is, whoops, take this main part of the box. There we go, right. Let's clear this right out of the way, Grant. Give me as much working space as possible. So we're left with this inner carton, as you will remember from the instructions. So I'm going to cut these straps off. One thing that is very clear from the way they pack these is that they're only going to arrive in one weight and one condition, and that is perfect. Unless we had a forklift puncture hole through the side of the cabinet, then you can be rest assured that the contents will be exactly as they left the factory. So again, you can see we have here more strapping, and if I remember right, this should just lift off. Okay, soon be there. Right. Okay. So now we have got one Verity Lakmé loudspeaker. So I will grab the Stanley 99E, make the last incision like so, and we can now take the top cap off. I mean, you can see these are packed so well. The space literally from the outer carton to the inner carton. We've got foam caps top and bottom. You'll see shortly as I take the cover off, it's got Verity's painted rear driver system. These are 6-inch drivers. 2 of them are passive, 1 is active. Verity have tuned these speakers in such a way that they will work, and surprisingly so, very close to the back wall. Now, most loudspeakers that have any rear firing drivers will have great difficulty in pulling that feet off, and yet Verity managed to do it with ease. Okay. So I'm going to move these straps out of the way, and the next part of the unboxing process will be to tip this speaker onto its side and then remove the remainder of the packing. So I'm just going to move this box over here. So very carefully, I'm just going to allow the speaker under its own weight to drop on its side. Be very careful not to cause any pressure on the side of the cabinet. I don't want to mark it from the box. And then pull this literally onto its head. As you can see, I can then pull clear the main part of the plastic cover. There we go. Now, actually, I want to take a few seconds just to talk about these feet. This is a brand new isolation system, and you can see that they have got 3 very carefully designed feet. You can move these across any surface, it won't damage them. Again, they have thought very carefully about how you're going to use these. It could be on a carpet floor, or it could indeed be on a wooden floor of some description. The latter is where, as we know from experience, that we can have issues with potentially scratching the floor itself. Well, it's beautiful. Now, this is also the first Verity speaker to feature a new design cabinet. And these cabinets are made in Italy. They are polyester in main construction, and you can see there's literally no visible join at all on these cabinets, which to me is something truly special. Let me just clear this last piece of tape, and this should allow me to get the speaker a bit more free. I'm just going to quickly unscrew just to see what is. Let's make sure there's nothing going to fall off the top there. Which, okay, that just screws right in there. I now understand what they're for. They're to stop the in transit. So when I screw these back in transit, if that did not have the sort of separators in there, then in theory what can happen is that would probably rub against the stand, or perhaps even work their way loose. These feet are fully adjustable, as you can see, and allows you to get the speaker exactly level in your room. So 3-point adjustment is perfect for that. Some manufacturers offer a 4-point adjustment option. Both one's as good as the other, there is no one better than the other. Obviously, as I stated in the video earlier, this is a new design which is designed to acoustically disconnect the speaker from the floor itself. And they spent a lot of time developing that aspect of the loudspeaker. Right. Now, you can see this has got the walnut front panel, which is visible there. I'm just going to remove the top cover so you can see. I'm just going to pop this over here for a second while Grant lets you have a quick look now. This has got a brand new tweeter design. It's called a Neo Ring tweeter. It's designed to disperse the sound perfectly, but it's also a very efficient loudspeaker, which is why, a very efficient tweeter, beg your pardon, which is why this loudspeaker has got a 91 dB efficiency, which means that you can drive it with a low-powered valve amp if necessary. Verity reckon that you need something sort of 10 watts or more to drive it effectively. It's a nominal 4-ohm impedance. It doesn't drop below 3.6 ohms, which again is a very stable impedance for any amplifier, solid state or valve. Each speaker weighs 27 kilograms, so it's not a light speaker, it's reasonably heavy. Equally, it's classed as full range loudspeaker. It goes down to 35 hertz, plus or minus 3 dB at the low frequency. If it's anything as good as the other Verity speakers that we've heard, then we're in for a real sonic treat. Verity say the speaker is designed for small to medium-sized rooms, and again with their sort of passive driver, the rear passive driver technology. I'll just turn this around again so Grant can have a proper look. One of those 6-inch drivers is active, the other two are passive, and the two passive speakers are designed to give you some bass enhancement. And again, as I say, we've tried all the Verity speakers in our small listening room, which is about 12 feet by 10 feet roughly. We've had them very close to the back wall. There is no bass boom, no bass overhang. So Verity, whatever they are doing with this rear driver technology for the low frequencies, it most definitely works. You can also see that the low frequency part of this speaker is separate from the mid and high frequency part. These two top part and bottom sections are acoustically detached. So the way they are bonded, it means that there is no acoustic interaction from top to bottom, which means that you have got no interference sonically from one frequency spectrum to the other. I don't know if that timer's still going, Grant. You probably stopped it at the point I got to the unpacking, but it doesn't take long to unpack these. You can do them on your own. I'd say they're not too heavy that you can't lift them. And positioning with all loudspeakers takes a little bit of time to make the most of it and to establish in your room where something like this would work best. It's a brand new model, so as an introduction to this brand new model, we are going to offer you on this actual pair, which the normal front panel on these is the same material as the main cabinet. This is classed as a special edition pair with the real wood oak front panel. And Grant will bring up the pricing of both models with and without. What we will do is we will offer you the most amazing part exchange price for your current loudspeakers, and we will also give you on this actual pair a 30-day money back guarantee. We have literally just unboxed them so you know how new they are. We can either burn them in, which takes 400 hours according to the manual for the speakers themselves. They reckon about 90 hours will give you 70% burn-in, 400 hours to get to 99%. That's quite a long time. That's approximately 20 days of continued use to get to that stage. But the difference between burnt in and not burnt in is huge. And I know that with the other pairs of Verity speakers that we have, we've got the Parsifals, the Otellos and the Fins. This fits in between the Fin and the Otello in the range. If you go onto the Verity website, you'll see lots more shots of the speaker, And so we'll give you a great part exchange price for yours. Interest-free credit is also available, and a 30-day no risk money-back guarantee. So you can get them at home, make sure they're right for you. If not, no risk, we'll take them back and give you your money back. Anyway, there you go, the brand new Lakmé loudspeaker from Verity. It is a thing of beauty. I hope you can capture that in the video that Grant has just shot there. But yeah, it is stunning, beautiful finish, and can't wait to hear them. Thanks for watching.